So I talked about this over the weekend a little bit. The big rumor about the new James Bond film is that it's being delayed because of CV. And it turns out that might not be the case. Now, Midnight's Edge and Bounding into Comics reported that they're doing this. The reason it's being truly delayed is because it's got bad test screenings. Really bad test screenings. No one's liking it. And there's probably a ton of reasons for that. Now, we've heard reports that this film is going to be super woke. James Bond is basically going to be the joke of the film, to prop up the new super badass female, awesome, magnificent spy who can do no wrong and fly and do everything. She's going to be the true star of the film. James Bond is just going to be a joke, an old, crusty joke. You know, like one of the appeals of James Bond is supposed to be, men want to be him. So, I don't see where the appeal is going to be in making him the ass of the movie. But hey, what do I know? I'm just someone that wants to watch entertainment and pay for it. Apparently, Hollywood doesn't want to provide that service for me anymore. But anyway, I believe this is totally plausible, and I believe this is why they're doing this. The test screens probably, we need to take the woke down. So they're probably going to do reshoots and retool the movie a little bit. We have more confirmation of this thanks to Society Reviews, who went and grabbed the GQ interview that Daniel Craig did, confirming that the new Bond film will take on Trump and Brexit. So that sounds great. Isn't that what you want to watch in a movie? Aren't you excited to see this hot take for the 800,000th time? Boy, oh boy, how brave, how stunning and brave No Time to Die sure is. This movie's going to flop big time. This is going to be a massive flop. How do they keep making this stuff? I don't quite get it. It's like, what are we on, like the 30th? Actually, like the 100th version of a get woke, go broke scenario here, but here we are again with the headline here. Daniel Craig confirms the new woke Bond film, No Time to Die, to tackle Trump and Brexit. In a recent interview with GQ, Bond star Daniel Craig says that the writers struggled not to bring up Trump and Brexit in the latest film, and so they opted to do it anyway. How wonderful. Exactly what I like to see when it comes to watching a Bond film. Unfortunately, though, it kind of looks like we're going to have to deal with this. Bond's going to be another lost franchise, which is a shame. It's a shame, but I guarantee you they're going to push him down to prop up that new super spy lady, because that's the future. Remember, the future's female, so, not much we can do about that, fellas. Going to have to just suck up and go watch the new super secret 00, whatever they call her, spy movie. That's what you're going to have to go see. You don't want to see it? Too bad, phobe. Istaphobe. It's your deal. You don't want to go see that film. So anyway, let's get into this. Whether it's CV, which is what we're going to call this, fears, or multi-million-dollar lectures, there are fewer reasons to leave the house and spend money on Hollywood blockbusters. It sounds like you're going to have even less of a reason when Bond comes out, because I'm definitely not looking to go see that one. So in a recent interview with GQ, James Bond star Daniel Craig told the magazine that the writers struggled to not bring up Mr. T. Rump and the Brexit in the latest film, but they opted to do so anyway. It's like there's just no other stories to tell. You can't think of any other kind of spy story to tell. You have to bring that stuff up. This is how creatively bankrupt Hollywood is. And this is why Hollywood's crashing. This is why movie theaters are going out of business, because nobody wants to go watch this trash. Nobody wants to spend $40, because that's, if you're taking a date or family, odds are you're spending over $40 to go to the movie theaters. No one wants to go pay that money to get a lecture. I'll keep saying it because it's true. And when they eventually get this through to in their thick heads, maybe the industry can bounce back. But I think it's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. So this is what Craig told GQ. We struggled to keep Trump out of the film, Craig said. But of course, it is there. It's always there, whether it's him or whether it's Brexit or whether it's Russian interference on elections. What a shitty movie this is going to be. This is going to be, and this is why I totally believe that it bombed with test audiences. Because they don't want to see this. This is not what people want to see. Don't you think people see it enough in headlines and news coverage? It's all day, every day. It's stressful on people. So, of course, they don't want to see, they don't want to go see this movie. I don't understand why this is such a hard concept. But these people are so committed to their causes that they're willing to burn everything down. Everything. They're willing to burn it all down to try to jam this message into everything. It's only a matter of time till you open a jar of peanut butter and underneath the cap it's going to say F Trump or something. And it's going to have that meme guy flicking off the orange man. It's getting ridiculous. So Craig continued to slam the U.S. president and British prime minister by explaining how he feels that Bond is the antithesis of what the populist movement represents. There's something I feel that Bond represents. Someone who's there, trying to do the job and doesn't want any effing publicity. And this is a joke because he drives a effing Aston Martin that the government gives him, by the way, and does all these ridiculous things. But these people exist. It's the ambulance service. I know it's terribly kind of romantic, but they are people who are just getting on with it and saving people's lives. But that's not the way the world works now. It's about humiliating others to save one's own skin, and it's cowardly. It's just effing cowardly, Craig said. Craig proving himself just another dumb, hollow-headed actor, just like the rest of them. This is why the movie star-driven industry is done. Nobody cares about these people. Nobody cares about what they have to say. They would rather go grab somebody they could go, you know what? They could go to a mall and grab some random dude or random girl, throw her or him into some multi-million-dollar big-budget film, and you could put the same film with a movie star in it up against it. They go head-to-head. You know, there's a toss-up on which one will do better. Okay, because no one gives a damn about the movie star anymore. It used to be that you could take a big name, put them in a movie, and it would make millions of dollars. Those days are long gone. Long gone. They all know it, and they're desperate to get it back. Unfortunately, though, it's never going to come back. These people have this is the internet. The internet has just made them useless. Anybody can be a star now. You know, and 9 times out of 10, we find anybody more entertaining than hollow-headed Hollywood bimbos. The public perception of No Time to Die has been marred by news reports of radical changes to the property in order to compromise to a female perspective. Last summer, initial reports that Captain Marvel actress Miss Lynch was going to replace James Bond and become the first black and female 007 were hushed by the studio, and they backed off on those claims due to potential fan backlash. From what I understand, they actually changed it. She was going to be... So the premise here is that James Bond is retired. He comes out of retirement, and she was going to be the new 007, which, you know, and that does make sense, that the code name would go to somebody else. That does make sense, but that apparently was too much, so they changed it. I don't know if he's still on retirement or if he's just on shore leave or whatever. We'll find out when the movie comes out, but that I believe they did originally. They originally were going to do that. I really don't think that it's a big deal that she would have his code name, because if he's retired, that would make sense. The problem that I have with it is that they're obviously, from the leaks and everything, going to make him the joke. He's the joke of the movie. Everyone's laughing at the old white dude. He's all crusted up, doesn't need to be there, so let's just make fun of him for the whole film. And like I said, this is going to have a backlash. This is why the test screenings didn't go good, because nobody wants to go laugh at James Bond in his own movie. This isn't a parody. You know, this isn't a movie making fun of the James Bond movies. This is a James Bond film. That's not what people want to see. And I don't understand why anyone would greenlight this idea. It blows my mind. It really does. It's one of the stupidest things. Anybody with common sense could tell you that'd be a bad idea, but They don't care. For the 10 people that'll like it, that's 10 more people that will go see the spinoff, which I guarantee you is coming. They'll announce it depending on, how this movie does. Maybe they'll announce it right away or they'll wait, but they'll start hyping that up probably before that movie even drops. So anyway, continuing on, last November, writer Phoebe Waller-Bridge confirmed she was brought in to help rewrite elements of the upcoming film to make sure it was current to today's T00 era standards. Waller-Bridge argued that Bond was still relevant and that he needs to be true to this character, instead suggesting that it was the films themselves which had to grow and evolve, making it important to say that the important thing is that the film treats the women properly. All right. The producer of the films took it a step further to claim that the role of the Bond girls has significantly changed for this film due to the hashtag pound MET00 movement. This hashtag has influenced our culture, which is a great thing. So, of course, it's going to influence everything we do on Bond. Which, to me, that quote alone was enough to send a gigantic red flag up that this movie is going to have some serious issues. So, I'm really concerned. I really like the James Bond movies, and it's going to be sad to see another franchise fall. But I don't know what else we can do. Just another one bites the dust. We need our own franchises. We need new stuff. We need new entertainment. I'm a big fan of crowdfunding and stuff like that so we can have new entertainment, because these people are so determined to run everything into the ground to get their messages across. And it's pretty obvious that this is not what the people want. They keep turning their backs to it, and these people just don't listen. So I think it's pretty safe to say that the rumors about the test screenings for this film are likely true. And, we'll see what happens. I'm sure they're going to reshoot some of it and try to maybe bring some of this crap down, and then they'll test it again. They have months to fix it. We'll see what happens. I hope they fix it. I don't want to see James Bond be a joke. It's just a film. I want to see James Bond being a man's man, doing some drinking and running around in awesome cars and hooking up with chicks. That's what I want to see James Bond do. That's what everybody wants to see James Bond do. But, we live in today's society. So we can't have these nice things anymore. Hopefully they fix this. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anyway, give me your thoughts on this. What do you think? What do you think about these rumors? Do you think it's true? Do you think this film is going to be a dumpster fire? I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. I thought the trailer did a good job of hiding it, but more stuff that comes out on this film, the more I worry about it. So leave me your thoughts. Throw a like up if you would. Share the video. Get the word out on this so maybe it can help put some pressure on them to change this stuff. That's a hope that could happen. Also, make sure you still subscribe. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that and subscribe if you're new.